Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Samuel Durbidge, or Samuel Loomis, Newly Awakened. I am going to talk about Chapter 5. Today, it just ended at 4:45 p.m. It was 4:44 p.m. This is a good number. But Tuesday, February 25th, 2020. I'm going to read Chapter 5. This morning I read Chapter 4, which was really long. Chapter 5 isn't that long. Before I go into Chapter 5, I wanted to bring up something that needs to be said. First off, I'm against any kind of abuse or sexually abuse or secret sexually abuse or things that are happening. If people make fun of me that I have said and mentioned that certain people are doing things and targeting me and messing with me sexually and physically and emailing me and targeting me through other people to do that, gang stalkers, to put me down or to sexually get me and to be part of stuff. You know, they joked a lot like this when I was in the church. I had friends that joked like this and other things, but some of them even encouraged the eye of, well, what if Hitler's still alive or whatever? Maybe he's changed his ways and he won't do that anymore. And I said, no, Hitler is horrible from what we've heard that being do or that person do or whatever that individual was. That individual or being or whatever was horribly a leader over a horrible regime that allowed to cut off women's appendages, sexual stuff, and pin it on their wall. I learned that in freaking high school, okay, in history class, in junior year. Okay, that's horrible to me. And so that really pissed me off hearing about that. So I'm totally against that shit, okay? Because that kind of thing, and I don't know if he did that or not or what. I wasn't there, but they said as though he was a part of that and okay with that, where he did that to Jews or did that to whoever they did. He didn't just go after Jews. He went after Christians and others too. They did. And Jews were just the first step. Then they were going after Christians. They were going after any kind of religion that didn't follow their regime. And then what happened is they infiltrated into this country by agreements that they allowed to the scientists and others, which is connected to making vehicles that hover and all of that, and connected to the humanoid ET movement, I'm sure. And they've been around for thousands of years, and they've been in our mountains and everything. But the mountains up here, I know, are connected to man-made openings. So the man-made opening connected to government openings. So I know that it's more than ET. It is government alleged agreed programs. And they have slaves or human people that they've used in our society, or to wear skins of humans, or to wear some kind of tech that makes them look human and be the size of a human. Just understand that they have technology where they can shrink themselves or they can grow themselves. They can be giants or short. They can be as tall as they want to. And some of their real forms are actually giant-like, bigger than us humans. But they can also manipulate us and make us smaller than what we really are supposed to be. They can manipulate our form and make us taller or smaller. So they've messed with our evolutional lookings and height and shortness. So they've messed with different individual countries and individual, let's say, generations and genealogy and DNA to make us look smaller or taller. And they've done it where they can manipulate your own surroundings in your home and form and reality to make you be in a smaller place or a bigger place. And they can do that, but we can also do that from our heart. We can manifest and we can actually grow and heal, and we can go back to the regular size or become the size we want to be. And I'm talking about in anything in your body. And so, yeah, you want bigger arms, you want bigger muscles or bigger whatever, there you go. You can, through your thoughts and your feelings and your focus. You can do meditation to change your eye color. You can do pretty much all of that. We have energy where we can ask the energy to shape that way, and it will. They have the tech to make it happen, and they can probably do it with their will of belief as well if they know how. But most of them use tech or genetically alterations. They're all about surgical or implant or AI or nanotech alterations to the skin and things. So they're more about the technical rather than the spiritual, but they have a spiritual understanding. I think that they kind of do both, or they're connected to both. But I do know that they've studied it in the military in the 80s. Greg Braden and Bruce Lipton and others who study the Dead Sea Scrolls or know about the history of science and heart and manifesting and focusing from your heart to create reality and healing, all learned it and have it from ancient texts. Every religion, Hindu, Buddhist, whatever type of belief systems you have, even the agnostic teachings of the Bible and scriptures and New Testament and all of that, they all have pieces of information that confirm it. Even the mysticism, like Zionists and Masonry texts out there that are in societies and Skull and Bones and all of those different secret societies, even ones we don't even know the names of, that are hidden, but some may know, just come out of the woodworks and whatever. The whole thing is, last night I was messed with in the same way that I've been messed with before, but I thought that was done, and that's supposed to be done. What they're doing is illegal. I put across an agreement for myself of being a minister that I can worship and do what I feel I need to do, and they're going against my religious freedoms here in Utah. With that, secretly, they're having secret agent Zionist individuals or people acting like Zionist individuals that are military or private military connected, and they seem to be thinking they're doing it for God. When I'm all about peace and healing and caring, I'm bringing out the things that they don't want people to know. One of the biggest things I brought out is about organic vegan and about the understanding of what helped cure my cancer. They don't like things like that because it loses money. And it changes societies back to the natural way that we used to, where we were able to live 1,000 years or more to ascend. They don't want us to ascend. They want us as slaves. But it also protects you and brings the higher forms to protect you. But I was told to do it by a higher form that I was going to die. And so me doing this is them trying to make up for me doing what I was told by a higher form to keep going, because they think it's the devil that told me what to do. But here's what's happened. When they've attacked me or tried to come at me and mess with my keys or try to steal things from me and put 666 on the floor with muddy oil that kind of wore off already, I've seen the same place that they put it before a few months ago or maybe even a year ago. I've seen them redo this. I've also felt that it's possible I'm in a time loop, and I've been in a time loop a few times. But this is supposed to be the last direction of the time loop based on what I experienced in 2017 of this form of time loop. So someone is trying to mess with what has happened, and it's been, so they're trying to redo what they did. They're trying to bring back what they caused to me before. So they want to kill me off, but they're wanting to scare me first. And so what they're doing is they're slowly scaring me because I'm bringing up stuff that can help people. And I'm doing it for free. I'm not charging. My book may be $3 on Amazon, but I'm doing this recording for the book chapters for free. And if I had the money, I'd give everybody that wants a book a free book if I had the funds to give them it all, the free books. So I've decided I'll do it this way. And then if you want to go get it for yourself, I appreciate it, because then I can pay off any required debt or situation I require for making this book so that the story can be told. But I wanted it to be freely told, and now I've found a way to do it. So this is what I'm doing. I hope I can get these uploaded. But yeah, I've been targeted. I've been messed with. I've been affected by them. Now, they could do a lot worse than what they've done, so something's stopping them from being able to. And I know that a lot of it is because of the higher form telling me I'll be fine, that they will try to threaten me and do those things, and that I am being messed with, but I need to tell people, keep doing what I'm doing, letting people know about peaceful healing and ideas of how to heal. I do know that the being told me to say that Christ is coming again back then, but it's more of an unconditional Christ, and it's not really a deity. That Christ and other beings, that's friends with Buddha, and that if you ask Christ or other beings that you feel comfortable doing, that they'll heal you. But I know that Christ said if you ask for Jesus Christ to help you, then that Jesus Christ will heal you if you pray to him. Ask. It's more of just like a telephone call. It's not really a prayer. It's just that being will be there. Even if you don't feel that they're there, they're always there. And they care even to atheists and anybody. Christ was always said to be one that healed every single person regardless of belief system. All you had to do was ask them. Christ is said to be an ascended master and possibly the actual Son of God, is how people looked at it. But Christ, to me, told me that they're not a man or a woman. They're everybody, and everybody's them, and I'm them. I'm that being, and the being's me. So I saw the I am that I am. And that being had some pretty powerful abilities. And for the next 4 days after this experience, I was healed. I was healed the rest of that day and 3 more days. And this being told me to keep doing what I'm doing. I'll get answers to how to cure cancer that I had. I'll get drawn to foods and stuff. And I did. I got drawn to people that worked in the religion that I was part of, that knew things, that worked for the Pentagon and were even targeted and beat up themselves for letting people know about the organic foods and things that are going on to the foods. But then this person seemed to be saying negative things, and so I kind of got away from them because they always said stuff that I didn't feel comfortable, like him saying, I'm going to ruin his life, I'm going to ruin his life. And I didn't like hearing that from the individual that I learned from. So I got drawn to some other person at Natural Grocers, and whenever I met each person, except for that first one, the other people that I chose to be around, they ended up, her husband was in the military, the nutritionist that helped me, then they ended up having to move overseas to some B country, starting with a B as in boy. I don't know which one, but I think it was a B. Maybe it was some other one. But all I know is they moved somewhere, and he was in the Air Force, and she knew what I knew and witnessed what I witnessed. But she seemed to be more aware of the secret awareness of things and natural food eating, and that the church and others were hiding the natural food eating. But I wondered if this person was really even part of that church that I was part of, but I'm no longer, because I found out the agreements that they aligned to that are part of that secret Gideon Anthem robber warning that their DNC even says to stay away from. Plus, don't get me on Joseph Smith and the fact that he went for a 14-year-old girl and other wives secretly, and his original wife didn't even know. I don't know if any of these stories are completely factual because I wasn't there. So people can write stories after someone's died and make up a whole thing about them. But I'm not going to say it's not. It's information that's out there. And so I like to see all the sides. But until I was there fully to see and witness all the things that that individual was said to have done and do in their life, I'm not going to say whether they are or not. If they did that, that's horrible. But regardless, that isn't what bothered me. It was the factual information that is still confirmed and still going on. Also, the idea that they follow this blood atonement idea. which is different than Christ dying for his sins. I can't remember what it's called, but they call it the blood something. Basically, certain sins, and if you can manifest my thought about it, what word it is or what it is, blood oath. There we go. The blood oath. It's a blood oath type of thing, where basically you there's certain sins that you can't be forgiven of, according to certain, and they were one of the religion that still has it in their agreements, that they still agreed to that blood oath idea, which is, and I heard this from a friend, and that got me thinking after a while, and that bothered me, and I thought that was a little much. But basically, there are certain sins that you can't be forgiven for. Also, I noticed that there's a lot of people in the church that are German. And I'm not against German. I have 12% in my blood. But they are German as in they think that Nazi Germany and Nazi idea is okay still. And they are very racist against Italians and Jews or whatever in some way. But what's interesting is some people call the Church of Jesus Christ Jews because they believe in temples like the Jews do. Let's just be open here. Temples are all the way in different histories. Egypt is part of it, but then it's before that in certain cultures. We've always built some type of buildings towards the heavens throughout history, but who caused us or taught us to do that? It's because we saw beings that showed up and talked to us, our ancestors did, or our species of whatever we're connected to in some form. Even if some of us aren't fully human, we might be genetically distantly connected to these hybrid races, possibly in our blood type. Even though we are human, many of us wonder if we're clones, and some of us don't want to be clones because we care about life and we don't want to be enslaved or controlled or to do anything to other people and to be triggered or messed with. So when I'm lucid and aware, if I am being controlled or sleeper agent connected, they are pissing me off. And I don't like to get upset, and I don't like to be pissed off. I prefer to be patient and to pray and to meditate and manifest things. That's my purpose. That's what I actually have chosen to be completely honest, but all I want is to put judgments aside and heal and just pray for one another so we can manifest what we want. So I'm telling you this right now. This is a piece of shit, what they've been doing. And I don't care if it's just one little thumbtack. That is a threat. And if they're doing it to me, what could they be doing to your children, to your family secretly, and them too afraid to tell you what's going on, or you too ignorant to listen to your children or understand what your children see, or what your family or brothers or parents or other people say they have noticed, regardless whether any of them may be on medication or other things. They're making them get on medication to control them more so that they can seem crazier for these awarenesses. Now, I don't think medicine is really the best to go for anyway, because it makes you see things even more than what is really possibly going on. And so it's very irritating of what's. So basically, what happens is there's so much intel that's going on. And sorry, I was a little bit quiet there. I was commenting on people noticing the photo, and I'll try to put that photo on this recording here to show you the experience of the pictures that I took. And also, what's weird is there was a ring of, it looks like wax on that thing, but I don't remember wax ever being put there, and it looks like a ring of like glue or something. Yeah, so plastic. That's in my box in the closet. Desert. Zionist threat. So anyway, sorry, I'm just a little bit quiet here. I've just been texting back and forth to my friend and others that know what's going on, but to the one individual that I respect to a degree. But yeah, they attacked that individual, and they recently had surgery, and I've dealt with surgery, with arm surgery like that, but they do professional skating and stuff, roller skating and things. I've always wanted to do that growing up, but I never was good at it. I'd always break bones anytime I tried to do things like that, so I never did. Um, the issue with my genetics and issues have always been messed with by the system, causing me never to have the physical needs that I really required. Plus, if I had the foods and the physical requirements that I needed, I would actually be really better off in life, because I would be doing a lot of construction or a lot of probably plumbing, is what I would do now, knowing what it would pay or provide or something like that. But I've noticed that once you leave a religion, they never want you to leave, and so they target you and they attack you and they go after you, thinking that you're trying to target that religion. But what is happening is them targeting you causes you to let people know that it's someone who's acting on behalf or as though they're part of that religion. And so then that religion says, "Oh, that must be people trying to get you not to be part of the church. Don't blame us." But then when you look in the agreements on quitmormon.com that the church did agree with and that they have done, and a lot of the things that happened, they made agreements to allow MK Ultra programs and to do these kind of things. And the people that have come at me have doing religious symbolism and certain things that I've heard people joke and make fun of people when I was in the church, friends that were saying things like this, similar kind of ideas. So I know that this is connected to people within those religious avenues. And plus, I'm in Utah, in Bountiful, Utah. Of course, it's a religious attack, gang stalkers. And I don't know why they're doing it. They're not supposed to by law, but they're choosing to. So what's happening right now is they're trying to get my focus on the wrong things. They're trying to get me to be irritated at their attack, and to be focused on that. That's what they'll do to you. The reason why I'm sharing this is not to perpetuate it, but to let you know that that's what happens, is to target individuals and those that know things. And it's interesting that it started right when I started reading my book again and getting it out for free again. It's not a coincidence. They want people to be distracted by the attack that's been done to me and not hear the message that I have to give. But it's also helping me because that means people hopefully will take it more seriously about this attack. And this is not a staged attack here. I've had this happen once before. And so I just didn't really bring it up as much. But having them do it again made me realize that I needed to let people know about this and know that I'm not about, if you want to buy my book, go ahead. I'd appreciate it if you can. But if you want to manifest me so that I can get the money freely and provide it, I want to change this world for the better. I want to make it so that people that want organic vegan food can have it, because it's not as affordable as all your other foods are that are medicated and harm me and others who have been abducted and have been messed with, who have a need to heal, so that we can tell our story, so that we can warn the rest of you before they do it to you and your future races of your family. We don't want this to keep happening. I don't want this to keep happening to you and others. I'm lucky enough to be isolated and be on disability to be able to tell my story, to bring it out and let you be know. And so I want to read chapter 5 in just a moment. I just wanted to let you be aware of the fact that this is a really, really messed up situation. And this is why it's so important to be aware that they want you to be rattled. They want you to be scared. They want you to be harmed. even if they're not allowed to. But that's why I've done certain things where I put Himalaya salt around my whole bed. I put it around my whole house, and I will not vacuum that stuff up anymore. I put it in my window sills. I put it in every corner of the room if I didn't put it on the whole walls, but I would like to put it on the whole walls. This is for protecting you from witchcraft or from other things. So yeah, so this is a huge irritation of awareness. This is just too obvious to me. The connections to these pictures, if you look at the picture, and I'll try to put them on there as something that will just keep going throughout this whole reading of the book here for chapter 5. Even though this picture doesn't relate really with what I'm going to be talking about probably in chapter 5, but it's close to it. What I'm going to be bringing up is about different stuff that I went through in the past, some of the experiences there. But I'm bringing up right now, I'm going to keep those pictures on this particular video. And what it is because of them, these recordings are going to be longer than I was planning. So here's the thing. This whole focus of experience is that picture that you're seeing. They put a wax circle on my desk. Now, I may have gotten that wax circle somehow on there, but I think it's new. Like grown a little bit or a bit more than it was. So there's a wax circle or a glue circle. And I'm like, how did glue or wax glue do such a perfect form like this? This is pretty interesting. But it helped me so that I could put these in the middle of it. So I think that's really cool that it was there, regardless. So I could take a picture of it. Now, if you look at the top left, you see a piece of carpet thing. And it's like a V or some form of a carpet. And then another thing that I noticed is the two pieces of tree plastic paper mache that came from my Christmas tree probably, or from somewhere, but it's paper mache. It's not real tree, but I've been noticing that more of that's been showing up in my halls and in my kitchen. But those things weren't there before. But I've been noticing a ton that have shown up in the last couple of weeks or days, but I've gotten rid of some of it. But it seems like that they're showing up more, as if more have been, but now some of them are disappearing, like they're cleaning or taking them away. So they're cleaning up their tracks of what they left behind. But yeah, I had a Christmas tree, and I noticed that the leg was missing on one of the legs. But I think I might have put that somewhere in my closet when I was putting it away, but I think they might have stolen that leg. Maybe they made it happen that way. I don't know. I'm not going to give credit for them unless they actually did that. I don't know, and I don't want to blame anybody for something they didn't do. I don't care how statistic or crazy or evil they are choosing to be. That's their life path. Whatever. When they threaten me, I let people know about it. I'm not going to be an ass and not tell people about it. Just because they choose to be an ass and try to threaten me or put something at my belly or do these little things like this. Them having this happen is them threatening in a form of letting me know. And they left little pieces behind that they knew I would find in the way that I did. Or they accidentally left it behind. Or it happened without them knowing that they were doing it, so that I can know that they're connected to the base up there in the mountain, possibly. Or that they're connected to some other connected agency trying to say as though they're up there. I don't know, and I'm not going to say whether they are or they aren't, but I have noticed that it's a Zionist attack. I've been attacked a couple of times in the last year, but in the last couple of months, I've been targeted a couple of times. I've also noticed that they've been sexually trying to harass me while I'm sleeping and cuddle or act like they're there or different things. I've been having dreams, and it woke me up to realize that there was this Hispanic guy that was in a military outfit that kind of reminded me of when The Rock was wearing a tan like vest when he in Fast and the Furious movie when he first showed up. That tan type vest. It was similar to this guy, but this guy wasn't as buff as The Rock was in the movie. This guy looked a little chubbier, but he seemed like a really nice guy, and he kind of had like a beanie on. But he was wearing military tactical unit. But I think he was surprised that I saw him. Like I woke up and saw him and chased him in the spiritual realm. But when he opened my door, he ended up being in another place in another city or hallway of another town or area. So I realized that they have this tech where they can jump cities, similar to like the movie The Matrix. It brings that up in where when they're going after the key master guy. I'm not talking about Ghostbusters, but when they're going after that guy who can help them get to where they need to go or where they're trying to go to save Zion. See where it's going? Zionists are the ones that can do the key hopping. And what is interesting, or they have that technology. And it's interesting that they bring that up in The Matrix. And it's interesting that they also talk about AI and technology and things like that. Well, I'm going to explain something. My family and others in the church, they've always been high in the idea of tech, of learning how to program computers and do those kind of things, of those ideas of being a programmer and being a hacker and being those kind of things. Sound familiar for those that know The Matrix? Yeah. So the Mormon Church, the LDS Church, or any Zionist religion similar to them, they're all about computers and programming and smog machines and plays, and they're connected to Scientology, obviously. But you don't know that when you're in the church, but you start to see connections and agreements. I've noticed that there's a lot of actors that are Mormon actors that were in Hollywood acting as well, or connected to them. They have agreements or ideas. Yes, they're made fun of a lot in a lot of shows, but there are a lot of them in those industries. In California, there's a mix of them. That religion is $100 billion religion. They've made agreements with other religions, and I'm sure Scientology is part of it. But they made agreements with secret agencies, CIA, FBI, DIA, whatever little agency connectors, they've done that. Now, to have them do this to me, they've done worse before. This is nothing. They've actually pricked me, but this is them threatening me, getting me to cause my own death by getting a thing to be rolled into my stomach or get me to accidentally cause that to myself. However it was. But I don't remember bringing a piece of tack to my bedside and putting it right where my stomach is on the actual place I was laying. Especially that part of my bed was kind of a ramp type bed. It's a specialized classic brand bed that has a base, power base, and the head part is up. It's a double queen. So when I saw this carpet thing, this piece, it was on the left side of the bed. How did a carpet piece get on the left side of the bed? How in the world did it get there? That didn't make sense. Now, maybe it came from something that I brought on that better. There was too much of a connection. And I remember at first I thought maybe I'd just put that there somehow. And then I started to think, wait, these same pieces I remember seeing in the past and having this same experience happen to me before. And it's the same things. it was the same stuff. They were sending me a code, and they were telling me that it has to deal with telling me who they are, letting me know, threatening me and saying, yep, we're the people up at the base or up at that mountain area. We're the ones doing it to you. And that makes sense because so it's me letting it be known because of what they have done to me or messed with me. So it's them threatening me for bringing it up. But hey, I'm not the one that chose to abduct me in Layton and do things to me when I was younger and put V markers on my shin, or not my shin, my ankle, my right ankle when I was 15 or 17 or 16, around that time, and not knowing about that and not believing it was aliens, but getting drawn to a government site. I'm not the one that did these projects to me and messed with me. I did it secretly and hid it from me and made me not know it's really going on, but knowing that it's really going on, but knowing that no one would believe me or that my family would think I'm crazy because the church doesn't have us talk about the belief of the idea of aliens or the idea of that kind of thing, of grays or that. They say that there's probably more than one out in the galaxy, but it's not. We don't need to worry about them. And I don't think they would abduct. And if any of them do that, that would be probably the devil doing it. So start praying and being good, and you'll be protected and be okay. No, come on. You got to be smart. When you see things happen and you see abuses of any kind happening, do not shut up. Tell what's going on and let people wake up and do the right thing. Now, another thing that I've witnessed is I've noticed that by doing the meditation techniques and the Himalaya and Celtic salts and talking about wanting to manifest is all I really want to do. But now that they brought up all of this other stuff at me, I can't shut up and not tell someone about it for other people's safety. This is not right. This is inappropriate. No one should be doing this and making people feel like they can't tell anybody because there's no proof or it seems too weird or strange. Come on. I've had this happen twice to me. This is bullshit. And what is happening is I'm not going to shut up, because if someone gets raped or gets sexually abused or feels that that's happening and people have tech to do those things to you, but no one's going to believe you because there's no way the technology like that exists. Ha! That's bullshit. We know that it does exist. Look up the tech expos now. There is invisible technology being confirmed. You can make things invisible. They have tech to do that. They've had it since the 80s. They brought it up in documents. It was declassified because of Freedom of Information Act. We can astral project, people. There's a lot of things going on, and they're trying to keep it from you, but it's worse than what you know. But it doesn't mean that it's bad. It's very irritating. When you hear it, you're going to uproar. But what you don't know can't hurt you, right? Bullshit, it can. That's why I'm not going to be quiet about it, because it needs to be told, and it needs to be brought up in any way I can bring it up in. So I'm letting it be known in the public's eye rather than trying to put out a police report, because what are they going to do? They can't do anything. And they might even be part of it. How do I know if they're part of it or not? I'm not going to mess with that. And they have other important things to deal with. But when it's a threat, when they do that kind of thing, they're going to say, oh, well, you probably put that there. Or you probably did that. No, I didn't. I woke up in the morning with it right at my belly. And I was inspired to be careful and be aware of that it was even there. I didn't even know it was there. And then I felt something irritating my rib cage, poking me on the side a little bit, and then I felt a little bit of a poke. Luckily, it didn't go way in, but I was feeling things in my back too. I've been rolling on it with my back or something, and and filling it. Someone put that there, but then they left other things behind. Now, what was interesting is at first I thought, oh, this is just a coincidence. But then the same things that have been left behind were the same things I remember them leaving behind before. But I didn't hold on to them. I just thought they were just junk that somehow got on my bed while I was sleeping, or I accidentally put a tack there. But I felt that the tack was planted, and I had an experience where I know that I had an abduction experience at that time of that being there. So I knew I was being affected, and I think I told someone in the community about that at that time, but I don't remember if I did or not. But I do remember, to my recollection, bringing it up on Twitter at one time back then, but I have brought it up recently today. So I completely want to apologize for this long rant about this, but I'm not going to, because it needed to be said. So let me go into chapter 5. I need to drink some water here. Sorry, I'm just a little rattled. But I've been rattled worse. This is nothing. It's just, but I don't want it to be worse than this, or even to have it happen again. It's not right. But I noticed that it's connected to Zionist religious group or agency groups. And I know that there's something going on. Yeah, so I'm being told from my friend that I should hold on to the piece, because maybe I'm going to get more of a drawing that they're going to give me, and that was just the first part. So maybe they did something and I found a piece of it, and now they're going to give me more of the piece of the drawing. They just give me a little piece. Maybe more pieces fell on the floor somehow, or they might be somewhere. I also noticed that the blankets that I got at DI the other day, and I don't like really going to DI because I don't like contributing to that company, but they have cheap stuff. But I go there. Desert Industries is a part of the religion I was part of. I went there because they have movies and things that I like to get for cheap, and they have blankets or other things that I need because of the funds that I have right now. So I go there, and because they support people that work at those places, and I used to work at DI a long time ago when I was in the church. I won't work there ever again, or any places like that necessarily, because I don't trust that religion at all. But the people that are working there get paid by anybody that buys the stuff there. And yes, they are donations that people do, but I just need to let you know that don't worry when things like this happen. But if you are worried, I'm not saying ignore it. I'm not saying don't be worried. I'm saying do your best to keep your feelings intact. Let people know. Keep a hold of these things and keep track of them. Another thing that you should do is either take pictures. If they get stolen or taken, just be aware of these tacks. Now, another thing I would recommend is what we also should do, or is necessary, is we need to pray for one another in a healing, manifesting way. Pray is just energy. Doesn't mean you have to pray to a deity or others, but it's probably helpful. So just focus on positive vibes and focus for me and others. And please reach out to me and let's meditate together for those that want to, so that we can protect me and you and others. Those of you afraid to reach out to me because of me being targeted, now that you're afraid you might be targeted if you reach out, I record everything for my safety, but I don't want you to be afraid for your life. So do what you feel is safe for you, but please don't be afraid. Be brave, get your hopes up, pray. Those that are strong enough and able, if you can't reach out to me, please keep your thoughts powerfully on me as if I'm already the reality I want. Really strongly have belief. Look up Greg Braden gift of the blessing idea. Get 3 or 4 people to meditate for me and unconsciously make it happen. If you're afraid to talk to me or can't because you're afraid that you'll be targeted if you do, I want you to know I'm here for you and I help. My Samuel Loomis channel is mostly for why I left that church and other things that I've started noticing afterwards. But it's to help those that have noticed the abuse as well, to heal. But I've also kind of made that channel more about focusing on manifesting and healing things into being. And I want to do the same on this channel as well as share my stories and other people's stories that reach out to me. Just so you know, even if you don't share your story, you're still going to be targeted regardless. People think that they won't be molested as much if they keep quiet, but then they secretly get molested even more, or they allow others to get molested as well. Please speak out, get people to be on your corner, and if I hear that someone really wants me to pray, you can email me at dervidsamuel@gmail.com, and I can try to help. I'm also on Twitter. I have a lot of people I talk to that have reached out to me and given me their phone numbers, and I've talked to them, and we've been helping each other. But yeah, the Zionist religion is abusive and they're brutal, and they really want you to be dead. Is almost how it feels. But because of their belief system, they think by killing you, you would just be a martyr. And what's interesting is all of these Zionist believers have leaders that started a lot of these Zionist religions that were martyred. So they're actually martyring other people or attacking other people that go against their idea of peace. They think that they're doing God's work, when what they're really doing is causing more abuse and hiding that abuse and allowing the abuse to happen. They go against those who aren't perfect or that accidentally sin and try to repent or irritate some of their family members in some way, or don't know how to be the real self of them, and they're judged and prejudged and pushed into doing things or acting out or not understanding because they're very psychological damaging, and because of the MK Ultra projects. And so they say that that's the devil doing it, but it's really them doing it, or people in their offshoot connection to it. When you stand up for it, they're going to do whatever they can, but I am doing what I feel I need to because the higher self told me I should. They were already going to kill me off slowly through cancer, and they were already allowing doctors to kill me with radiation or other things that they secretly were doing that I found out. And then I verified with a nutritionist who her husband is in the military that confirmed, yeah, they do that. And I learned it from other people. And it was flat out told to me they do those things. So these secret organizations are connected to the church, to the societies. The societies are part of it. And the churches are acting like they're not part of it, but they are part of it. Or they're trying to be quiet and not be the Good Samaritan. They're trying to be the Jews, form of the Pharisees, and in the Book of Mormon belief of their idea of their scripture, priest of Noah, for those that understand what that is. Anyway, basically they're being hypocrites, and they're saying that we should be something, but then they're doing the opposite of what they're saying we should do. And instead of listening to our hearts and about why we're doing what we're doing, they're okay with the abuses, and they think that they're helping us. It's kind of like this. When you have someone that you wake up to and they have their hand above your mouth, not letting you breathe, and nose, and they're looking at you, breathing and staring at you, and you're like, what are you doing? I'm helping you. That's what they're doing. They're basically helping you by abusing you, by helping you because they think have the devil in you when they are actually the devils. And that's the problem with the psychological programming. But then they do it and they use that as an excuse for some of them so that they can get away with doing it more, saying, you know, I'm nuts. But it's really they just want to. It's not that they're nuts. They're nuts in a different way, but they're very aware of what they're doing. They just don't give a crap about it. They don't give a shit about it. They get upset about swearing. They get upset about certain things. They get upset about all this stuff. And they do it because you did that when you were in the religion. And so they're just getting you back for things you did when you were in the religion is what some of them are doing. And so they're just perpetuating the abuse rather than letting you say, you know what, I'm not that person anymore and I'm sorry that happened. I didn't know what I was doing. I was being controlled, and now you're allowing the abuse of that control to keep happening. Now this is part of that same abuse programming that you're perpetuating after we're done with doing that. We're not that person anymore. We got out of that religion. We don't believe in those things anymore. I'm more about freedom for anybody's choices and decisions. Yes, I still am all about the idea that people should have freedom of choice. I do believe that we should allow life to grow and not kill it unless, you know, it's endangering to the parent that's growing it. And that would be up to the parent's choice, not the doctors, not them. It should be the parent's choice. And that will be on the parent's situation. And that'll be on them for choosing to do that to that life. And they don't know any better. And so the thing is, and even if they did, that still should be their choice of decision. I'm more about life. And I hope people know that. I don't believe in allowing a child that already has a heartbeat to be killed. I don't think that's right. But I'm not going to tell you that you should or shouldn't do something, but it already does feel pain and it wants to survive. There's videos showing babies trying to stop from being killed when they're trying to rip them apart, when they're already grown to the point of awareness. And you can tell they're aware because they're moving their body functions as if they are. So I'm telling you right now that I don't understand when the soul is put in. I don't know the energy connection, but we're all each other, different lifetimes. But I understand if someone's raped or certain things. But honestly, we need to change the system from enslavement to freedom. And we need to allow freedom for all people. And the best way we can do that is to manifest it, to bless it into being. So that's what I'm about. So anyway, sorry, I've been going on for an hour just because of what has happened to me and what I've been affected by and targeted in. And I have to say that I am very irritated and very frustrated and very annoyed, a little frightened and a little scared. And so I'm noticing patterns, and I'm noticing certain things, and it's always a V or some form of triangle. And so it seems like it's connected to a triangle regime or a V regime. And it's connected to Zionists. I don't know what the V stands for. Maybe victory, I don't know. And as I said that, I heard a telepathic yep. So someone is agreeing with me. I don't know if it's someone in the ancient or in the secret society or not that's listening in on me, or if it was a spirit telling me. But I didn't feel it necessarily as a bad individual. It's just someone getting me to recognize it and allowing me to hear it. So yeah, there is some messed up shit going on. And again, I'm not going to apologize for the language because this is evil. I just almost died. So you got to let me vent the way I need to vent because this is not right. And the whole thing is that people need to take this serious. This needs to be taken very seriously. If they're doing this to me, how do you know they're not going to do it to you? This is some not as scary necessarily, but getting close to that. If you allow them this power, how soon will they be similar to a Nazi regime or a pagan control, taking you all out and instead of worshiping their god or Baal or sacrificing children to Baal or to people? Come on, think about this. I don't care what off religion you're part of or what. If you allow this to be done to me, you're allowing it to be done to your children, your grandchildren, and yourself and those you love and care about. Because they won't stop with me. And I'm not the only one that got targeted like this. But my information seems to be serious enough that they're coming after me. Also, ever since I left the church, they also targeted my parents' house. Or someone did. Maybe to stand up for me, and I hope they didn't do that, whoever did that. I don't know anybody that would do that, or think of anybody that would. But if someone did that in the community of the ex-Mormons, I doubt that. I think it was someone within the Mormon. And it happened at the same time that a church almost, the kitchen of a church got on fire. But they called the police, and then the police, someone else got arrested, but falsely, but thinking that they were an ex-husband of someone. Anyway, there's a lot of interesting things that happened. Right when I got there, I was a little bit late to it. But I want everybody to know that there is so much crap going on, and it's better just to do the right thing. So here we go. So on page 95, it's already been an hour, but so this recording, the first hour is me just venting. So this is my book of Alien Perceptions of Possible Truth, if you don't already know what it is. I'm the author and the writer of it. So mind and thought and experiments that have been done explained. And I personally did write this, and I personally did go through Jet Launch and Bravante and other connections to get it self-published. So I do appreciate Jet Launch and all of them. I do appreciate all of those that have supported it or allowed me to get this information out. But I am not part of any religion or belief system, but I have been targeted. I don't know who are the parties that are a part of it. I do know a Hispanic individual did it. But the person seemed nice even though they were doing it. I think they were just following orders. They seemed respectful. So some of the gang stalker or military groups that believe in God are good people. They just are being misled to go after the wrong people, targeting me when all I care about is to do the right thing, to heal and manifest my desired needs. I don't always get along with my family, and I've had to push away my family because of them ignoring these abuses being done to me and call me mentally ill over it. But you know what? This is getting ridiculous, and it's getting dangerous. I tried to warn them. My parents ignored it each time. I've had this happen to me before, even in the church, where people have, even when I was younger at school, and no one believed when I broke bones or when things happened. They thought I was crying wolf, and I wasn't. I was being honest and open about these things. I'm serious when I get hurt or when I get targeted like this. This is not a joke, and this is not funny at all. This is really hurtful, and it's really scary. But I've learned to handle it because I've dealt with so much abuse over the years. But this has gotten serious. And I know it was just a little teeny thing, but they've done this more than once. But this time it put a little pressure on my health a little bit more. And it's when I'm actually my authentic, peaceful self more than I ever was before. I'm about truly wanting to heal and help stop abuse. I'm an advocate against abuse of any kind. And I've been misrepresented, mistrusted by people. And I wasn't the best when I was in the religion. I misunderstood things a lot. And people misunderstood me. And I thought I was trying to follow what I thought the church wanted. And then I realized, I always tried to feel like I was doing the right thing. But I was an ass to people when I was in the church. And I am sorry for being an ass to my family, to my brothers or whatever, when I was part of that church. Now that I'm out of it, I'm not going to apologize for certain things that I feel were me standing up for myself because of abuse they chose to do to me and ignore me and say that it didn't happen. That is why I'm done with the religion and done with certain family members. Because what they're doing is perpetuating and allowing the abuse more. And I hope that their families are safe and okay. But if they're doing more abuses to other people and harm like this, or allowing and ignoring harm and ignoring healing, I forgive them. But I hope they change. But I'm not gonna stand up for them. But if I knew that they were going to die, I would still try to save them. I would do whatever I could to save them that was right and holistic, or that I felt was right and that I felt comfortable doing, that, or they felt they wanted. I would request their wishes as long as it doesn't harm another individual or being. I care about life, and I would die for my brothers and my parents and my sister and my nephews and nieces. I would die for them. I would die for pretty much anybody. I would give up my life for another individual if I knew it would save their life and free them from enslavement. Or I don't know if I would do it. Giving up my life for them is something I would do. And I don't do it because I'm Christ-like or anything like that. I do it because I know it's the right thing to do. So here we go. So chapter 5 is mind and thought and experiments that have been done. Explained. Yeah. Well, they've done experiments. They put a needle in my arm before. They've done this. They do psychological messing with you. But if you can handle and stay in peace and good, then that's great. But when you don't have any support system in your life, and you don't have the funds and you're on disability, them doing these kind of things are very irritating and wrong, and no one can do anything about it. And what they're trying to do is trying to get you into sane asylums. They're trying to get you to freak out over it rather than letting people know this is what you saw, this is what you noticed. And this is ridiculous stuff. So, yeah, really evil. So mind thought is powerful. You can create anything with mind thought filling. So this is about manifesting and stuff. And that's on unwavering faith and belief. Yeah, so even if you waver, you can still do it, okay? Don't worry about wavering. It's just about belief and knowing that it matters and not fearing or worried whether it won't. Just knowing that it will and work until it does. We just do it, and it's very simple. It's very focused. It's fair. See, I handle a lot of traumatic stuff now more than most, so I don't let things mess me up too much. Yes, I react to it. Yes, I'm irritated by it, but it's all about controlling your emotions so they don't control you and letting it be known seriously, taking it seriously, but also praying and blessing and creating a better reality. So believing something is hard to do, or that faith is hard, only makes it harder. You can always switch the thought. It can make it harder the more you allow yourself to focus on it, but you don't need to worry about that. It's fine. Even if you're worried, recognize the worry and be like, okay, I bless that worry away. Now let's start focusing on this. and focus on what happiness you do like, and forgiving my reaction to it or yours, or bringing those things up. And then it doesn't mean ignore them or just put them to the side, just non-judgment, and start to focus and heal. Just know that we are all made of energy. Energy is vibrational connection as well as spiritual connection and healing. It's all part of the same power. The power of love is a huge emotion. Thinking in the emotion of love with what is you want, then that will be what manifests. So it's not necessarily about positive or negative. It will actually happen like it already has for you. Everything in your life was attracted to you, good or bad. So even attacks like this, there's a good thing that I feel from it. I'm able to warn people about it, help them so that they know that they're not alone, that I've been targeted too, just like they have. But to make it seriously and to focus on healing. Not ignore what's happened, but to go towards the new thing. The thing is, none of it is necessarily good or bad. It's just brought up to you based on your acceptance of thoughts. You choose to say, agree to believe in and recognize it. And focusing on things for not just yourself, but others everywhere is what provides safety for you and for those around you, or even those you think about, and those around them will be provided with great wealth in all aspects. My thoughts are important to me, and so are yours. I want you to think good for your life, even if you haven't, or choosing now not to. I still see as if you are doing the good, thinking so that when you end up choosing to, it will actually happen. So to me, it's not that you will in my mind. To me, it is if I see you doing so already. Quantum physics is amazing. Your mind shapes what it is perceiving. So why not tell your perception that it is that you what it is that you want, and want the same things you or others want together. No need to accept that it's up to others. Believe in others for what they want for themselves becomes an act of charity. The understanding the mind connects with all life and everything. For those who know or believe aliens exist, I tell you this. Just because you choose to believe something doesn't mean that that's the only reason it exists. Believing is constant choice. At the same time, it's your thoughts and feelings that make your belief more existent. So if you don't believe you have a dog and yet you do, then that dog will not be there in your life anymore. Doesn't mean it will die or that it will get stolen. It just means it ends up disappearing, meaning someone will ask for it or other things will appear where it will feel as if you have no dog in your life. Now, if you love your dog and you love something, then you want that in your life in the way you'd like it. Your mind has many different emotional centers. When you decide to feel something about something, you feel bonded. Now then, your thoughts of them keep them near you or make it pull away. When you appreciate what is there, then it will be around you more. When you pull away, it can cause many unpredictable issues. So the best way is just ask God, the universe, and all those things you believe in, and ask for it to exist in that manner. Be grateful for the things you want and the type of atmosphere you want with them and how they act. You can't force someone, but you can always ask, believe, and then receive. It's all about focusing on what's important for you and for them. Books based off of the idea and study of the law of attraction, and the movie and the book The Secret are awesome because they explain these concepts. For me, I chose to follow through with recognizing what I really wanted. I also focus on what others desire and want. My heart is that I believe for you and me for the same directions of desires. Mind thought is very amazing. At the same time, it works for all beings. Aliens may be able to mess with our minds, but we can also mess with theirs if we wanted. I don't mean to do that, nor do I choose to. I want them to help me and believe as if they do all the time and I do for them. I think this way and think good of others no matter what. So for those who wonder, well, what is the movie The Secret, or what is the book about the law of attraction? Or some say, oh, I watched that and it's good, but it doesn't work. Well, I know that because of abuse that may have happened to you, such as being taught different ways, is why it's hard to accept something so amazingly awesome. Well, what I learned is being grateful, and also instead of doubting believing, that we all follow this because it helped. So the movie The Secret, go search bar this and the info on anything I mentioned and learn it. I will give more concepts on this later, so it's easier to understand and what I learned to follow. And I'm going to give more information on that too. Again, I know a technique of manifesting that's a lot even more amazing than that, but it's a combination of a whole bunch of things, that feeling and how. And it's a lot simpler than they bring it up in The Secret. It's a documentary. It's very powerful. It's actually your thoughts, your feelings, and emotions as one, and it's in ancient texts. And eating natural foods, organic foods, Himalaya salt, and Celtic salt with your water and shakes and things that you have that are natural help. So here we go. I'm on page 97. There are many people who can read minds all around us. Aliens, they know your deepest desires, both good and bad. They know, and yet they don't do anything to mess with your own perception of things, yet they know. When you visualize, you materialize, meaning when you focus in your mind on your desire, see yourself as if you achieved your goal. No need to know how, just know it did, and believe others are doing what they wish to achieve, as if the end result is real. I focus on the future as if it's the present, as if something I did and others do or did made me achieve that goal. Now, today, instantly. I focus through vision boards and through thinking optimistic thoughts of my desire of thought towards what I want to be and believe as if it is through unwavering faith. Instead of thinking others need to be the one to make the choice to believe how about you, believe their life is their dream life. I trust in this really strongly, and I always pray and think about you. And I may not know you, and you may not know me. At the same time, we are both connected by the same creation, connected regardless of what made us. I believe in you, and in my mind, know you believe in me. So go watch The Secret documentary, and you will learn so much. And also look up Greg Braden information and his workshops in the non-medicine hospital and the gift of the blessing CD that Greg Braden has done. It was remade in 2007, but it's been around since 2000 or 1990s. And you will learn so much. If you have seen it before, watch it again, and you will be inspired each time you watch it fully. Each time you will learn something new from it. Okay, so the most important thing is when you focus on not having something and talk about it or think about it yourself or others, then you end up not achieving your real desires, since you have the wrong energy clashing with the desire you really believe you like to have. So focus on as if you know it exists, that you're allowed to have it, and that everything will work around you, your desire. I mean everything and everyone. Focus on others as achieved rather than they aren't doing that what they need to, and go, hey, you've achieved when you recognize any doubt of thought, even about others. So focus on things as they have been achieved. Fully no need to act as if people doubt believe what it is you want others and yourself to have. Now, the reason I say to think for others' success rather than their failures is because if you don't want others to succeed, then you're pushing away something that would benefit your own creation and universe decisions to create others' lives. When you go against helping, then you push away the opportunity of others doing the same for you. I know for a fact that when you do something for others, someone will help you after in the same manner. I have seen it happen. It's awesome. So, mind and thought have energy. We have so much abilities in our mind, and the more we help it clear its abuses, it helps us become clear in our minds and others. So treat others as you'd like them to treat you. And ask the question, do you do that? Well, I personally believe you do, and as I believe, you shall achieve. That's how I choose to think. It's all about choice. So to understand these things helps to understand how we figure out our lives better and how to achieve all goals, not just a few. I will explain more concepts and info in later chapters. For now, I want you to know that even science confirms this thought becomes reality, and it's simple to science because all you do is just think and it becomes what you're wanting it to. So brain science helps all science. So there have been studies done and they're starting to recognize, and doctors are learning all this now and being taught this. Oh, and just so you know, that check mark there, the V slash, that's a check mark. I did that for the book to show if I updated it or that it's been updated or putting it new. It was to copy and paste new information or updated information, or just say that I've confirmed its spelling or looked at it. I recommend to go watch the movie The Secret. It goes into all studies that many have done for the beginning of creation. For 2,000 years it's been known, but even before that it was taught. I will now go into the science studies that have explained this amazing phenomenon. So now it's known through all science that the brain can heal yourself and also allow many things to do what is you want. It just to just be by thinking, feeling good, and keep experience happiness through joy. Like attracts like. So I think in my life of all the things I want and focus on them being real and how they feel. And I have manifested better when my moods of belief became stronger and believable. It's amazing miracles are based on our faith and believe with our focus into seeing it happen. Staying positive helps positive situations. Negative attracts more of the negative situations. Mostly it just depends on the thought. So for me, negative may be a positive thing to you. We all perceive what we want differently than what others want. So the mind is powerful and reacts to your thoughts because you are connected to the energy of the universe because you are energy yourself. So later on in my book, I will explain my favorite important concepts I personally use and have learned in my research for my life to change into the life of my dreams. Now I am so happy I did this. I have personally seen others, not just myself, change and become successful through this understanding of finally following the concepts. So next is the study of the brain, science such as group studies. Well, so I told you how the brain functions and provides your wants and needs through what you think about and focus on. I realized this through not just researching, but doing things myself. Also, to help you realize where this idea comes from, I now will tell you the group study that was done that is one of many, but just the one idea you can do with anything, and you will notice the same results will occur. Okay. So first, what many have done, and this is on page 100. So first, what many have done is they take groups and test them out to see if they get statistics results to see what happens. Well, this is one I heard on a radio recording, and it would say go do your research of your own. Basically, what happened is that many quantum physics and NASA and many others have realized how this works. They did several visualization tests and brain scans and monitored of thoughts, but this one, I will tell you, is so simple that you could even do yourself. Now, they choose 3 groups to do this test, and it was basketball tests to see improvements on people's original scores. So they had 3 groups. They all had them shoot and tally their scores. Now, if you can't do this, you can do a video game or other things. But what was done in this study was basketball. So people did this. The first group was told to go home and practice each day for a certain amount of time and do their best to get better than their first score. So they went home and did that. All right. They're messing with my ear situation right now. Feeling some wetness in my left ear and some things going on. Anyway, so do their best to get better than their first scores. So they went home and did that. Now the second group tallied their own scores also, and they were told to go home. Don't practice. Don't even worry about it. And then just come back later. So for them, they just went home and did what they wanted rather than practicing to get better. They were to just go their regular life and nor to play and no need to practice. Then the third group was told, okay, now they tallied their own scores and then were told, okay, now go home and each day visualize to my knowledge, was 30 minutes or so, or as long as it takes them to visualize it. So they did. So they were told to just improve through practicing in their mind, believing they got better, just focusing on as if they achieved. So they did. What was interesting is the results of each group. Case study done that measured doing things in real life versus not doing and visualizing also, and what was discovered was amazing. See below. So group number 1 that practiced for real in life and did that every day came back to do their new tally to see if they improved. Well, of course, we all think when you practice, you get better when you work at it. Well, they did. They got 30% higher or so, give or take. They basically got better than their first tally for practicing and got better at their shots. Then when they first did, then group 2, who were told to just go and do nothing, came back and shot hoops again. And they didn't improve at all. Some improved like 1% or 2% because they cheated. They played at home a little, or they thought about it and hoped they would improve. So they did a little. So then group 3, the ones told to think on improvement in their mind, did. And they did this anywhere sitting at home, visualizing as if they were doing it. And what was amazing was they improved. The third group came back and did their shots, and they improved 30% or more than the first group, who actually did it so they did the same and more just by thinking as if they were doing it without actually doing it in practice. They just thought as if they improved from their original tally and did it equally or even better than the first group. So they realized with several studies similar to this that the brain can't determine if you're really doing something, or just thinking it. Your mind can't determine if you're thinking it or if you're doing it normally. It is amazing. But yeah, if you just do it and dream it, you achieve it stronger than if you do it for reals. So you don't actually have to do it for reals. You can sit around. So that helps for those of us that are disabled. We can just visualize or think it into being by just sitting around to create the funds coming to our door. So I'm imagining things being slid under my door and contracts of trust and funds being transferred to me and given to me to make up for pain and problems done to me by associations and people. And then I'm taking that $8 billion or more and providing it. And it's always more than you ever thought you would be wanted and desiring. And then you do that to help those you promised. And then I chose to promise. I meet the girl of my dreams. I have the house that I want. I have the car. I'm focused on all that. So it's just seeing that, feeling it, noticing it, being given it, doing it, and then just achieving it and enjoying it, just relaxing in a nice bath and in your house and nice new bed is fully everything you want and comfortable and just the most peaceful feeling ever. So it is amazing. So we're on page 101. So we are all made of energy. So our mind conducts electrical frequency also. So as we think, the thought becomes reality. No need to fear, we are here. So since there are people like me and others that are there for you as we think for each other, it helps us grow and achieve what it is we want and desire, because I believe in you, or I have belief in you, as you have belief in me, to I have more I can do there for you. And so when we manifest together, it's even stronger. And we do the Greg Braden idea that they notice in non-medicine, it makes it even happen faster. So there's techniques to do it even faster than just thinking it and feeling it. So our minds are amazing, and they provide the thought to achieve things just in our thoughts without ever doing it in real life. You can think yourself healed, and you are healed because you start healing it inside quicker than just thinking otherwise. It's not medicine that heals you alone. It's you that helps medicines work through our belief in our mind to be led to the right treatment that heals permanently, both in physical form and spiritual form as well. And natural cures is better than going for medicine, because medicine is meant to keep you sick or to bandage. It doesn't fully heal you. Natural organic forms of foods and Himalaya salt and Celtic salt and things help with your immune system and boosting and natural healing, like our ancient texts said do. And forms of water that are purified and plasma water that's electrified water can help too. Even if you have lentils with it, I noticed. It's really cool. So at the end of here on page 101, I see as if in my mind as you are thinking properly for this, and that you are achieving all the goals you want. I see you following this brain thought. I know you were drawn to this. It's amazing. An awesome brain thought has helped me. I choose to think with thought of abundance and thought of happiness and joy for you and always. I know in my mind and yours that the connections is there and always is there. Never has it gone away. It's there, and I see you now being aware of this. And I thank you for all you helped me with and thought about me with, and I pray more for you every day, forever, always. I believe in you, and I know you believe in me. So I have belief in you, and I know you have belief in me in my dream life. And even if you don't, I act as if you do, and then you will. And if you don't, someone else will. Is better than your approach or feelings to do so. then you'll be with your people and I'll be with mine. And that's awesome. I want you to have your life with the people you want in your life, and I want the life for me. As well as to know more of my dream life and feelings on this, go to my Law of Attraction chapter. Or also keep reading and you will learn more about other amazing connections. I've learned either way, everything you learn in my book is for the benefit of those that need answers for things. I felt more important to express about that I have personally witnessed and possibly have gone through as I made each choice. I end up achieving things at the time I and the universe knew I would. For time is amazing, and it's very clever and magical and has many connections. People have experienced weird things and effects not being there and then suddenly being there. I have had many of those things happen around me also. Some were, I believe, Mandela effect. Some are just over mind playing tricks at the same time, not always. Usually what we see is what we are choosing to focus on, focus or not focus on, or not. To focus or not focus on, or not. Creation is awesome. It happens from thought, so those who believe or have belief in alien, time travel, Mandela effects, and many other paranormal things all cause it to be seen. Some make it seen for us. Either way, we are being drawn or changed into what we choose to believe or have belief and connect with, as well as experiences many have gone through, spiritual or extraterrestrial or even both. So this next chapter I will express next is to explain things of that nature, to explain the tech and the info I reached, and the ability of all sort of many things. The connections of the paranormal, the timelines idea, the time travel aliens, the Mandela effect, the inner earth understanding, the connection to other planets, and how many have said they live and are, and the secret tunnels and bases all around us. I will explain what I learned and also what I witnessed myself in this next chapter. So let's figure this out. The alien extraterrestrial have great tech and great thought and connections, and so do we. That's why our planet and us are so intriguing. We are connected, so we have elements in our own genes that we consume and become part of us. So the energy we have is amazing. So know this. I believe in your thought power. You have your dreams. You have what you want. And regardless of the chapters ahead, still say we have the abilities to mend and reshape energy around us to still create and end up being where we want to be in our lives, in time and all eternity, regardless of the changes that are done in time. We get drawn into the timeline of our dreams and desires and provide that for others through our thoughts for us and them and our feelings. Because our thoughts are just one part. It's following our heart, and then our emotions and our gut is a new thing. And I didn't follow that back when I was in the church. But I realized that they all matter. You just have to balance them. And then when you balance them, you are able to recognize and see amazing things and be inspired. It's powerful. So chapter 6 is timelines, energy, understanding, Mandela effects, alien time travel, as well as dimensions, universe, and theories of alien and planet understanding, such as every planet has an inner planet civilization, possible moons at one time or another. Yeah, so moons have inner planets also, or they could be ships themselves. The Earth itself could be a ship, or it's just a petri dish. So we're just in a dome city, similar to Truman Show or something similar. Right. So, chapter 6 I'll read later. For now, I need to relax. Traumatizing pain and things. Anyway, I'm going to relax and lay down. But I wanted you to know that I care about you all. I bless you for those that want. If you want to reach out to me and do a meditative technique with me that I know that's great in understanding and similar to something I tweaked and did my own on how to do it, you may want to reach out to me as soon as possible, because I don't know how much time I have left or if people are going to take me out or not. And I'm not trying to get you to do it too quickly, but I may be one of the best people that can help and help us do this so that I can be protected, you can be protected, we can free this enslavement and bring a free world. I want to meditate with as many people willing and able to meditate with me. If you want to do a conference call with me where you call me and a bunch of people are on the call and you put it on speaker and we're meditating and you're forgiving me for my lack of ability of meditation and we're just doing it in the way I feel is comfortable for me, and then we do it for you, then that can help me be protected and safe and manifest my desired requirements. And then I can do a better work to do a support system. I want to set up a support system for people. My desire is I want to set up a support system to help people that are struggling and things like this, of being abducted or messed with these programs, and to be able to have organic form vegan foods for those that want it. Those that don't want it, that's fine, but it's healthy for me and others that have gone in these programs and been messed with. It helps rebuild bones and helps function. We get oils, organic oils like lavender oil that are natural oils. It's better to get stuff that's not American organic. USDA is trying to manipulate the organic foods with the genes to some degree, and they think it's ethical, and it's not. So some of the plants in other countries are better than America is doing, which is messed up, and it shows how corrupt our country is, or this country is, for those that aren't part of America. It doesn't mean that the country's bad. It's just they need to stop this, and they need to take this seriously, because this is messing, and it shows that they seem to be okay with HET, humanoid extraterrestrials, taking over secretly. And if they're not for us, they're against us. But I don't want us to fight them. I want us to pray and meditate for them, correct what they're doing, and inspire them to realize that what they're doing is messing with future lifetimes. How do they know that they're not going to be me next in their lifetime, reincarnation? How do you know that you're not me? And the more pain you put me through, the more pain you put your lifetime in right now, future life, past lives are all being affected. Your children, because you're doing it to me, or you're ignoring what's being done to me, or not trying to help heal me and others that mention that this has happened to us and what we know can help us, is manifest, provide us the needs what we require. All I desire is to have my manifested desire dreams to happen. That means having at least 400 million to 8 billion. 8 billion would be so that I can set up companies and have things in America and other places so that we can have food for people here, and then help people in other worlds too and manifest for them, and so that they can be helped. This is about getting people to come together and manifest and to meditate so that we can provide a peaceful world, a healing world, rather than what they say is healthy. This is for those that know that organic vegan is good, and to help those individuals for that, because we're being ignored, but not being ignored. They're starting to do stuff, but it needs to do more. But now that they're targeting me because I'm bringing it up, this saved my life, and it prolonged my life, and a higher form told me, let's do this, let's help, and that they're coming, that Christ is coming, and other children had dreams around the same time I did about Christ coming. So this being, or Christ consciousness connection, some people think it's deceiving, but mine was peaceful and healing. and showed me things of corruptness that's going on. And I don't want to take down religions. I want those people within the religions to do what they say they're about. Do the right thing. Stop pretending that you're not doing these things that you've been doing. And if you're not doing it, well, then let's pray and manifest things and start providing me funds and others funds that require the funds for our unique health needs. And start allowing organic foods in your bishop storehouses and things. And for food pantries in the state. And purified water more that are not in plastic bottles, but in actual hydro flask containers or things that are healthier, that maybe even healthier than that, and in glass and things, and then containers that until we go more holistic, more natural forms of containers that aren't plastic. Okay? Let's heal one another. And let's take this seriously, because this is a serious thing. And if you ignore abuse happening to me and being targeted and done to me, you know what? I was abused since I was little. I broke 13 bones my first year of life. I had a teacher who I actually cared about, and I think she felt bad afterwards. So I'm not mad at her, but I've had teachers and others not believe that I had a broken bone when I did. I had a broken thumb, and my parents were worried about, my mom was worried about her heart at the time and stuff, and I tried telling them, and they thought, oh, go to school, it's not broken. Other things. And now they doubt me now about my back and my health again. They should have learned by all the different times I've gotten hurt that this is not a joke. And taking it as such is irresponsible. But I'm independent, so if my parents aren't going to listen and my family isn't going to listen, I'm going to let it be known so that those who notice it and are aware can be protected before something happens to me and it can't be known. Because if they're doing this tactics to me and they've done it more than once, they're going to do it to you. And this is a tactical attack. But there are people that have been shot and messed with around me. I've heard a huge boom or something going on. And so I do know that we have people that are good being taken down, but there are some bad that are still infiltrating and coming at me. They need to be stopped and corrected and healed and provided, because I'm being messed with and so are others. And they're getting in and they're being allowed, and it's inappropriate and wrong. Okay? So I'm just letting you be aware. They think it's funny and they think it's okay. But guess what? Them doing it to me is going to have it happen to their children and those people, because they're just following what their order is telling them. But their order, if they do it to me, that same order will do it to them, or those that are against that order will go after them. And I don't want that to happen to anyone. I forgive you. Just stop it, please. And know I'm about peace and manifesting. I don't want you putting tacks in my bed. I don't want you attacking me and messing with me. But I already know your reasons are for religious Zionist connected beliefs, possibly, or acting as such. Just know this: I forgive you, and I bless you, and I hope you do the right thing and stop doing this to people. Wake up, and I hope my higher self talks to your higher self. Listen to your heart. Your heart is being tugged right now to tell you to do the right thing. Can you feel it? I know it's being tugged. Even if you choose to ignore it, it's there. It's going to start pumping. You're going to start feeling it right now. Boom, boom, boom. You're going to feel it. It's going to hit you with a spirit, and chills are going to happen. And it's going to be telling you, do what's required. Pray for Sam. Pray for people that are being abused like this and being tricked and have no one to help protect them other than higher self spirits that are, so that others can know before they try to take me out, or others. They've already taken out people for bringing these things up before, but it seems like they're trying to re-bring that back. This is wrong. And going after a disabled cripple like me, who's had back surgery, has a fracture in the lower back, has metal in the left leg, who wants to just kill and manifest my desired life and get the metal out of me after I'm healed, or just manifest it into being healed, and wants to have my arm straightened out, and wants to have those healing and not be spied upon. But if they're spying upon me, then I want them to spy to help me, not to harm me or to enslave me or others. I'm going to stand up to do the right thing, regardless what type of being I may be, that I don't even know what I am. I feel I'm a human, but how do I know? This world is tricky. Regardless, I'm a good, powerful, caring being from my heart to yours, no matter what species you may be or connected to. Please stop this. Please. My thoughts are with you. I bless you with all my heart. And again, this is about under 2 hours, but I'm going to read chapter 7 next, I think, or is it chapter 6? Yeah, chapter 6, excuse me. So chapter 6 is next, and I'll do that in another recording. But I'm just letting you know that, yeah, these tactical attacks or things have happened a few times before. It seems like this was a little bit more surprise to me, but it seems like it's connected to a time loop memory. And so I remember this already was happened, and the last time this happened I responded a lot more than what I have. I'm not worried as much as I was the last time, and I know that there's something that can be done. I'm actually more focused on let's manifest, let's heal, and I'm a lot more genuine about it. I'm authentic and peaceful, and I'm not reacting to it as much as I have. And again, this is not to try to get fame or to get anything. I'm doing this for free. I'm doing all these videos and recordings for free of my book for others to know it, even if they don't buy it. Okay? This is how serious this is. And as soon as I made that choice, this freaked out the community of these beings. They want abuse to keep happening. And this is harmful. We need to not abuse each other. We need to stand up for one another and allow equality. I'm about equality for all beings. We all can pray and manifest and bless things. We all have the power to heal and create. We can telepathically talk to each other, or at least hear other beings, or other beings can hear our thoughts, so we can talk to them in our mind and they can hear us and they can communicate with us. So we can do that with bugs and animals and they can hear us. So if they have telepathic abilities, then that means why do us humans not? We do. They're just suppressing it with the 5Gs and all the other control programs that they've been doing. Those systems need to shut down safely and allow us to be fully brought back to what we're supposed to be. Okay, we're meant to be free and have those abilities naturally back. I've been completely being very empathically connected a lot more. I've been connected to some real powerful individuals communicating around me. I've been feeling their thoughts, their feelings of thoughts, which is different than telepathic. I've been feeling the thoughts of others. So their feelings have words to them. And I've been listening or hearing those feeling thoughts, which is different than telepathic. But I might have some telepathic growing too. It could be both, but I'm feeling it. I'm noticing the energy around me. I don't notice it all the time, but I'm noticing it more than I ever have, that I remember having. I know as a child I probably did a lot, but I'm more open to realizing what it all is instead of guessing what it was before. So I know a little more of what is happening and how it's happening, and what we can do and how we can create it, and what is more important to do and how to direct it and how to go towards it and be part of the right kind of approaches and the right kind of awarenesses and the right kind of protection. The problem when you're in a family that forces you or gets you to follow a religion and doesn't let you choose for yourself and indoctrinates you, you can't be the real you because you have to pretend to be something you're not. And you don't feel loved, you don't feel fully accepted for your imagination and your ideas and your awarenesses. It's the same for those that feel that they're gay. I'm not gay, I'm straight, but for those that are gay or those that have different sexual desires than what religions consider as normal or acceptable by God, they though they feel out of place and they feel that they're wrong, they put themselves down, they feel horrible. Um, they believe it's their struggle, that they're sick or mentally messed with, and maybe chemicals have messed with some in this manner. But regardless, let the people figure it out on their own. Let them adapt to their own way of sexuality choices. I think that is a safest way. Let them be aware of what actually helps procreate, and if you want to do that other path, give them options, but let them know the risks, and let them know what they notice is safer or better. Let people decide. Don't keep that from them. So I'm not really against people choosing to do sex changes or anything on themselves. I just don't want it to be done to me. I don't want to be affected by that or messed with. Whatever I am now, I'm okay with. Whatever's been done to me or messed with, I want to be healed and reverse to what I really am the best, healthiest form of myself. But I don't want to be sex changed. I want to keep with what I am or can be. I like girls, and I want to stay with that. Now, if I'm being messed with hormones or things secretly, and they're trying to keep me a certain gender or a certain thing, that's inappropriate. Or they're trying to switch my desires of what I want and control me or enslave my mind in any way, or maybe a sleeper agent or have, I want to remember all those memories. I want to be corrected and healed for those problems, or at least be told in a safe pattern that I can handle and won't break. And if I break, I want them to heal the breakage and let me have everything I want as compensation, because they need to compensate me and others that they've done this to. They've stolen our life and our divine allowance to have as much abundance as we're meant to. Everybody can have whatever they want, and we can manifest that. We're meant to have that. And if someone else is having a hard time, then you make up the difference to help create that for them, to help manifest with them, with their inability to do what is keeping them from being able to. So there you go. So I went a little bit over 2 hours, but I wanted to let you know that I care about you all. I bless you all. So I'll do chapter 6 next. That one should be interesting. I need to rest and eat some food or drink my shake and get some Celtic Himalaya salt shake and things within me. I've decided I'm going to change my sleeping pattern because of the attacks that I've had. So I'm not going to tell you what that sleeping pattern is, but I'm changing it for my protection, for my safety. So I just want you to be safe. If you want to reach out to me again, my phone number is 801-499-4494. If you have any similar stories or you feel like you're being attacked similar or worse, let me know so we can let others know. You can talk to @Awakening Man Eric. We can let him know and be aware. I'll let him know, and I can let Coley UFO know, or Coley ACT, whatever name she is. I can tell my friend Coley. I consider her a friend, and I consider Eric a good guy too. But he's got a business and things he's doing. He's doing a lot. But I do appreciate Coley a lot. I am being targeted. Others are being targeted. It's really messed up and screwed. I'm focusing on getting my book corrected, and I knew that there might be some form of coming at me, but I have noticed that they've been coming at me because of the religion I left. I don't think they're really after me for talking about the base area, but I think they are kind of both. I think they're part of both. I think both have been messing, and some have very more tactics than other, but I'm not concerned. I want you to bless and think positive of me and bless higher forms of your own and others, to tell them to tell my higher forms and others to protect me extra. I know it is huge protection. I was being warned, but they're trying to kill me before I get this information out. So, or other information I might, or from stopping my ability to help heal people naturally, for us to manifest things naturally. Because when we manifest our desired needs and feelings, then we feel stress free, then we can start healing more. So manifesting the desired needs with the healing is important. Most people want the healing, but manifesting the needs is most important. The required assets and requirements is probably the best, and then you can pay for the needs and the foods that you require, and then set up your own charities and things when you know how to do that, and get people to help you do that. We'll manifest those people together, and we'll become together. I'll help with you. The more I learn, the more you learn, and we do it in a safe, easy manner. It really makes a better world. And so a free world. And I see Greg Braden and all of them getting all this publicity and things. My question is, will Greg Braden and them come and meditate with me? Come to my house in Utah and find me and protect me from these crappy systems that are messing with me? Will they meditate with me? Will they help me? We need to stop this, because this is really horrible. And people try to say that I'm lying and try to laugh at me. But when I get things like this happen, and I've noticed that it's happened before, it really pisses me off. And I don't, once, shame on me. Twice, once shame on you. Twice to me is not shame on me. It's me recognizing more shame on you for those that did it. Because what you've done is you've got me to recognize that you've done it. But I was like, oh, maybe I accidentally did it. But then I see the same similar things where they're showing me codes and trickery of warnings. I'm sorry, that is mind control tactics. And it's horrible and wrong and inappropriate. So I want out of this area. I want to be in a home that I can be safe in, that's mine, that I own the land and the home free and clear, where I'm protected, where I have a life of my own, being able to have my own garden, and then also have food that is that I have a ton of food on hand for emergency preparedness, or just to have to use over time, and then put them in jars or put them in things that I feel need to be put in. But I'm tired of this. What they've done and what they're allowing to be done to me, and people ignoring it and thinking it's not, is disrespectful. Because you ignore abuse of any kind, it's going to be done to you. And I'm against any kind of abuse or any kind of feeling of abuse that I was being pushed into within the religion I was a part of. I care about people. I had a girlfriend where me and her got close, and she even tried to kill herself if I didn't stay with her, and it got a little bit of too close to each other, where we wanted, and then she was secretly thinking bad things about me and making false things about me, and then it was turning into messing with my emotions around her, and I didn't like that. So I'm glad we didn't stay together, because it would have been dangerous if we did, because of the way that the relationship was being messed with by her bipolar nature and me being in that church, and my dad being the way he is and his aggressive nature. it was affecting my way of individual and relationships, and I didn't like that. I didn't want to have any kind of physical shaking or control of a girl that I'm with. That's not right. Um, I, there's a lot of abuse and a lot of things that this church gets you to do or puts you in, and thinking that you're not able to not do it when you just need to free and not say that you're being tempted by Satan or whatever, but by not following certain things and that you're going to do more evil. No, just get out of all those abuses and be free and be yourself. So anyway, there you go. I love you all. I appreciate all of you, but just letting you all know this is irritating. This is not healthy. Yeah, so they have this system of irritation or thing that they do to mess with you, where they get you to see what they were doing or trying to do. And it's a very abusive system. And even if they didn't mean to do it in the way that they did it in, it came across that way and it showed up that way. And there's no coincidence of it being seen that way. And so I'm just letting you know I care about you all. So anyway, but I want to manifest things. I don't care about all the alien stuff. I do want to be safe. So I'm doing what I can right now to change my sleep pattern so that I sleep during the time that I'm known as safer for me to sleep than what I've been doing. And what I've been doing is just normal sleep time that most people do. I've noticed that if I sleep differently than when others sleep, those abusive programs aren't messing with me, because all the people that are working during those hours, they can't mess with me because I'm awake during those hours. Or at least I'm more aware if they do, and I can target who the individual is easier. Now, it doesn't mean that they won't try to use more tech, but they're going to have to work a little harder than what they've been doing, because they've been playing little games to mess with me. And so I just was already planning on changing my sleep cycle already. This is just more of an incentive. And so when I do that, I just am able to do what's necessary so that I can focus on what's needed. But that's good, because then I'll be awake during the meditation cycle that's said to be when we all are at peace with our minds, when our brains are waking up, or when the connection to the universe is so clear and easy to meditate in. That's around 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m. to 3:40. But between 3 and 5 a.m., anywhere in the world, those times before sunset is really powerful. Now, if your sunset is sooner, then you may want to do it at a different time. Some places, their sun is always up and always there, so they have to put blinds up at certain times. So anyway, I'm just letting you know that my thoughts are with you. If you want to reach out to me, this is probably, hopefully I'm still around. I don't know if I will be or not. But they've already tried to kill me once, allowing me to die naturally, which isn't naturally, by eating the foods of GMO foods that were causing me harm after the abduction, where I was put with radiation and messed with the project that caused me to get sick with the flu and other issues of these beings more. And so, yeah, so that now I'm being affected even more because of these things. So I'm just letting you be aware that I've learned to correct a lot of those problems, more so. And now I'm becoming better and more in tune to things because I'm following my heart. I'm doing what I feel is right. So anyway, I'm letting you be aware. There's some danger ahead. There's dangerous things happening. Just be safe. Know that my thoughts are with you. And thank you for all you do. Okay? Be safe and be aware. Here we go. And bless you all. And I'm going to bless you in this way like I do in every recording. Except for last one, maybe. I don't know if I did that or not, but I will in this. I bless you with my heart, the focus of it's already happened, it's already happened, it's already happened, it's already done, already done, already done. Now, now, now. Your focus on your house, your car, your relationship, all of that is real now. See it, feel it, know it. The more times we do this, the more it becomes that way. Keep talking about it, keep feeling it, keep knowing it. I'm doing it from my heart to yours, and it's real. Doesn't matter who you are, what you've done to me, or what you've chosen to do. You are provided your healing and provided your needs. You're provided the food. You're provided the shelter. You're provided all the requirements that are needed in your life. Your family, your children, those you love, those that you will love, those that show up in your life. You have the relationships, you have everything, and it's perfectly the way that you feel is perfectly important to you. You are awesome. You are amazing. I bless you. I focus on that. I say that with my heart. I say that with my soul. And again, I even say that to those who attacked me and did what they did to me last night. Everybody is okay. I bless you so that you can do the same for me. Stop the harm and start the blessing. Let's put judgments aside and know that we're all okay. Bless, bless, bless. Heal, heal, heal. Free, free, free. No strings attached. It's freely done. Focus. You're blessed from the heart, from my heart to yours. Genuinely, honestly, and abundantly, and fully. You're loved, you're appreciated, you're thanked, and you're forgiven. And so am I. Thank you for all that you do, no matter who you are, what you are. You are blessed. You can email me at dervidsamuel@gmail.com. I'll put the links below. And again, my phone number 801-499-4494. And to have me tell your story or to help manifest with you. But just know that my thoughts are with you. I bless you and have fun. Get ready for recording number 6 next. I'll probably do that maybe tomorrow. I need to rest a little bit here. But I wanted to let you know and thank you for all that you do. I'm there for you and I appreciate all that you do. And good luck. Sure. And bless you all.